Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off the 50-cent late pick 4 on a very nice card at Santa Anita on Saturday. It's race number 7. We're going 1.25 miles on the turf for fillies and mares, the Grade 3 Santa Ana Stakes. You can play this nice card with a DRF Bets account. When you deposit $50, you get to bet with $200. Learn more at bets.drf.com. Let's meet the field of fillies and mares in the Santa Ana. $100,000 is the purse. Mike, I want to start a little bit with the number 2, Streak of Luck, who just seems to be in very good form for trainer Matt Chu. No match for Win Machine Vasilika last time out, although she kind of got a nice pace set up front.
I mean, I thought she actually ran pretty well in there. She was a huge price. Got in with a look actually at Vasilika in the stretch, and just obviously was no match for that horse. But her last 2 races are good. I don't love her running style for this race because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of pace, and I'm not convinced that she really wants to go this far, but her last 2 races are okay.
Now, Timeform US might disagree with you about the pace. I tend to agree with you about the distance. I wonder if Streak of Luck's kick will be as effective at 10 furlongs as it's been at a mile. We see that Timeform US has the 1 Stradella Road out there. We see a red bar indicating a fast pace. You also have Poster Girl, who is a stretch-out sprinter that has shown speed going 1 mile and a 16th. And we know that India Mantuana's best game is to go to the front, albeit perhaps at even longer distances than the 1.25 miles. So things could get crowded up front.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see them going fast. Maybe, I guess it's possible. I know India Mantuana does want to be forward, and the best race she's ever run, obviously, is that red carpet 3 starts back, where somehow she just got absolutely isolated on the lead in that race and then just barely held on. I don't know. I guess she could be dangerous in this race, Dan, but I just don't really love her overall form.
Could you make excuses, however, for her 2 most recent races? The red carpet came on firm ground, and I think Tyler Bays just caught them all napping when he opened up a big lead on the rest of the field. But in the Astra, she had to go pretty fast over a wet turf course, and last time out, she was just in way over her head against the boys.
Yeah, just in way too tough in that race. Listen, she was also in, it seemed like way too tough in the Astra, too. I mean, to me, she is what she is. I don't think she's really a graded stakes horse. She has a grade 3 win to her credit. I'm not going to knock her for doing what she had to do in that race, but I just don't think that she's that good a horse.
I'm assuming she's going to try to make the lead. Stradella Road did attempt to rate last time out in a non-winners of 1 other than, and ran quite well, being only beaten a neck. She is already stakes placed. She's very consistent, but she's still also eligible for a non-winners of 2 life.
Yeah, that was the real problem I had with her, too. I just not sure that she's quite that good. I thought she ran fine last time. I don't think an effort like that's going to get it done in here.
Poster Girl attempted to wire him, going 1 mile and a 16th on August the 23rd. She was run down late. Now she's stretching out from 5 furlongs. Well, not really. She lost the rider at the start of that race, but she's stretching out off 2 prior downhill turf sprints to 1.25 miles. I have serious qualms about her ability to get this distance.
Right. The last 2 times they routed her, both at 1 mile and a 16th. Listen, she ran fine. She won one of those races from just off the pace, and then she tried to wire that field back in August and just got caught on the wire, stretching out. Feels like it could really work against her. But she's got a couple of races that put her in the mix.
Looks like the number 8, Tell Me More, is in good form for Peter Miller. She has hit the board in 13 of 14 lifetime starts. A rallying winner last time out, going 9 furlongs. And I think that was a big ask for her. Stretching out in distance. Miller seemed reticent to stretch her out in distance for a while. They handled the 9 last time out. I think there are more class concerns than anything else with Tell Me More, who seems a little bit slow on paper.
Right. It feels like they're just taking a shot in this race, and it's not a bad spot to do that because it's far from the strongest field in the world, but they're just taking a shot with this horse stretching around.
A horse I definitely want to use in my pick 4 is the number 7, Zafina, for trainer Jack Carava. This horse was a solid winner 2 starts back at Del Mar, going 1 mile, and I thought she had a little bit of trouble last time out in the megahertz, maybe shuffled back a little bit, then down inside, altering course in minor traffic, and only beaten 1.5 lengths behind Vasilika, who of course came back to win the Buena Vista with a 94 Beyer speed figure. She owns a win at 1 mile and an 1/8 that makes me think maybe she gets the 1.25 miles with the right setup.
Yeah, I had a similar take on her, I think. I mean, she seemed fine going a route of ground early in her career. She won at 1 mile and an 1/8. She ran a pretty good 4th in a grade 2 at 1 mile and an 1/8. And then for whatever reason, in 2018, they decided she was a turf sprinter and they just kept her going short. Made the most of the year. She's run pretty well since they stretched her back out, too. She's dangerous again.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Santa Ana Stakes. You're going with the number 3, Lynn's Legacy. And to say that Doug O'Neill has been fiddling with Lynn's Legacy recently, it's kind of an understatement. I mean, she wins a stakes race over the Tapeta surface at Golden Gate. Then she runs a 1.5 miles, and she actually runs quite well in the Grade 3 Astra. Then she cuts back to 5 furlongs. I'm not exactly sure how she's going to win that race against Dubai-bound Belvoir Way. And now she's stretching all the way back out to 1.25 miles. All I know is when she's right, she kicks, and maybe there'll be some pace for her.
Those are the things that I liked about her, Dan. I mean, I like that O'Neill claimed. I mean, this is a mare who spent most of her time claiming and optional claiming races since she's gotten over here. Doug O'Neill claimed her for 40 and thinks she's better than that. He's run her in 3 stakes races, and I'm with you. I think she's run well. Her Golden Gate race, I know it was synthetic. She ran really well in there. I like the way she finished in that race, and her effort in the Astra. I thought she ran well in that race. Not quite good enough to win it, but I think she ran a good race that day. I don't know what they were thinking, cutting her back to 5 furlongs last time. I'm hoping she gets a trip in this race and makes a late run.
And this is a Doug O'Neill reclaim as well, so he's always like this mare. Elysia's World may not be the most trustworthy horse in the world, but I think there's no denying that she's the class of the race, and if she gets a fast pace, she might very well be the best closer in the field. Last time out was her first race for Richard Baltas. It was off the layoff. She didn't break very well. She was taken immediately to the rail. She swung widest in the stretch, and she really didn't do much late going a mile. I like that after that race, they took her to San Luis Rey. So she hasn't had any of the training difficulties at Santa Anita that many of these horses have had. She's been able to train right along for this race. The question mark is 1.25 miles, but she's been effective enough at 1.1 1/8 that I think that if she gets the pace that Timeform US projects, she might just be too good for them on her best day.
Listen, I'm not going to argue against her as the horse to beat in this race because she is. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of hers. When she was on the East Coast with Chad Brown, I never thought that she wanted to go very long. Maybe she does. I don't know. I know that I do think she's the most talented horse in the race. I don't want a short price on her, Dan. She's just not that good.
That's certainly a fair point. I'm going to go 6, 7, 2, and 4. I do want to use Zafina a little bit in that pick 4 as well. Mike, you're taking a chance. Lynn's Legacy is going to be a really nice price in this race. Give me numbers and who else you might use in the pick. Yeah, would you let Chad knock you out?
Mostly just her and Alicia's World. I really didn't want to use anybody else. I'm going to take a shot with Lynn's Legacy and hope she's good enough. Alicia's World, I'm using multis. I just don't want to bet her.
Yeah, I said Chad. It's the ex-Chad. It's now Richard Baltas. So again, 6, 7, 2, 5 for me. Mike's going 3 and 6 in the Grade 3 Santa Ana. It's a really nice card at Santa Anita. This, of course, kicking off the 50-cent late pick 4. Get involved with a DRF Bets account. Deposit 50, bet with 200. Because remember, with DRF Bets, it's as easy as ready, set, bet. An approximate post time for the Grade 3 Santa Ana, 4:28 Pacific. Best of luck.